In this documentary, we embark on a journey to unravel the intricacies of cross-border trade, exposing the hurdles faced by stakeholders in the quest for prosperity. Did you know that as of 2021, Nigeria ranked 159th out of 190 countries in the ease of doing business? Recent estimates projected intra-African trade to exceed $1 trillion by the end of 2020, showcasing a substantial increase from $600 billion in 2015. This growth signifies the potential for economic prosperity across the continent. The surge in trade isn't confined to intra-African relations alone. Africa's trade with the rest of the world soared by 11.3% in 2020, reaching a staggering $595.7 billion. Export and import activities witnessed significant expansion. However, despite these promising figures, Africa has merely scratched the surface of its trade potential, both within itself and with the world. Numerous challenges persist as goods traverse borders. They become tales of loss. Goods in transit face peril, language barriers, fraudulent activities of customers, and the ominous presence of excessive roadblocks and checkpoints. The cost is more than monetary, as the dreams of exporters shattered. In the face of these challenges, we turn to those directly impacted. We'll hear from exporters as they recount tales of navigating through the intricate web of fraudulent activities where the line between legitimate trade and deceit blurs.
Getting customers are challenging because Nigerian government, that's the reason why Nigerian government created Nigerian Export Promotion Council, so that they can be a source of help to exporters, so that it will be easier for foreign buyers to hook up with exporters. But because you are not in the league of so-called big players in the industry, you have a very big challenge. It's difficult for you to promote yourself. And if you want to promote yourself, sometimes it comes with some sacrifice. You have to register on some B2B sites, $200 annual subscription, $300 annual subscription. And the funnest, whether you see legit customer or you don't see legit buyer, it's none of their problem, because most of those sites are not Nigerian sites. And on those sites, if you get good buyers, it's a plus to you. If you get terrible buyers, because there are so many terrible buyers as well, that they will sign unneeded papers with you. But at the end of the day, you discover that they are fraud. They are cheat. Just imagine now, you export Adu Chako, and when it got to Jordan, since you don't have the visa to Jordan, the person there, depending on the type of contract you sign, will tell you that what you export is dust charcoal. When you know that you exported correct product that he requested from you.
You send goods to some people, not everybody. We have some who are mischievous or dubious in kind of way. So I know what I send. I send you a quality good, and whenever it gets there, you decide to tell me this is not what you want, this is not the quality, and then you downpay me. And I'm not there. We don't have any reason to fire because I can't go there. So I just have to take it as one of those laws.
And from importers, as they grapple with the volatile foreign exchange rates, where the cost of the dollar to the naira becomes an unpredictable hurdle.
Logistics has always been difficult because exchange rate has gone high. People don't want to do this. You want to send this, they will tell you we can't ship until when we have all the goods available.
Change of dollars in from problem. Tabani ọjà lónìí àti sọ pé báyìí láti tábà gbọ́jà lẹ́ẹ̀ báyìí after 2 hours láti pọ̀ ìdíjọ́ láti ṣe báyìí so tó ń bá fi wà lọ́wọ́.
And we also get to hear from importers on how the activities of customs officers affect their market operations.
For example, you went and procured palm oil, crude palm oil, not processed one, crude palm oil inside tankers that are bringing it. Once you leave foreign lands border, on getting to Nigeria, you will start counting checking points. You get to soldiers, get to immigrations, get to police, then get to customs. And at the end of the day, when you start counting the number of checkpoints you met, once you start counting from Nigerian border, it may be 10. And you have to pay. Some will even insist that you must pay a particular amount of money, despite the fact that you are not doing illegal trading, despite the fact that you are not doing contraband products. You have to pay huge amount of money. The same process you will do at the first gate. You will still go again, the second gate, repeat the same process. Then, what's the essence?
Àwọn custom wọn á dá wa dúró lọ́nà wá ṣìṣì ẹ̀ ìmíì á fi owó tó fẹ́ tó ra iye ọjà tá a rà yẹn á fi gbà á ìmíì dẹ̀rẹ̀ wá ṣìṣì ẹ̀ wá ní kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n á ní contraband ní tí kò kàn wá yé àwa gangan ni pé kí ni custom ṣe wá lajú sílẹ̀ tí wọ́n kó contraband láti abroad bóyá China ni bóyá Turkey ni bóyá ibikíbi ni ibo wọn ṣe wá lajú sílẹ̀ tí wò mọ̀ pé contraband tí wò gbà tí wò seize lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó jẹ́ importer tó fi wọ Èkó.
Here the struggles, as goods rightfully theirs, remain captive to the whims of those in positions of power.
The first challenge we have is access to fund. Just imagine you sign a contract of 500 tons of cashew to supply within a month, and you don't have access to fund. How will you be able to do it? There is no way you are not going to disappoint your buyer. And once you disappoint your buyer, you won't come back again. That's one thing about all these international buyers. Once you fail a clause in your contract that you signed, you won't see them again. That's number one, access to fund. Number two, government policy. Government policy is not helping. Just imagine there are so many bottlenecks at the port. Before you can get a container, once you get a container, you load it. Before your container will get pass to enter the port, before your container will be booked, before your container will be loaded on a ship that is taking you to destination, you start praying. You struggle to get money. You struggle to get your products to the port. You struggle to get your product shipped. Then government policy is not helping. Taxes, levies, multiple taxation. They will tax you at the port. State government will tax you. Federal government will tax you. You can't imagine you went up north, let's say Nasarawa for example, or Gombe for example, you went to load sesame seed or ginger. Before your truck will arrive Ibadan, let's say Ibadan is your warehouse, before your truck will arrive, it will take 3-4 days. Why? Because of the road network. The roads are bad, and these bad roads has caused a lot of problem for the truckers. When they tell you after you have loaded a truck coming to Ibadan or going to Lagos, they tell you the truck got spoiled. Here you get stuck, and not until they finish repairing the truck before your goods will be delivered. That might take 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. That means you might likely have something like 5 days before you get delivery of your products up north. Now, before we now start talking about containerizing it, meanwhile, the contract you signed, there is a turnaround time. There is a delivery time that you must deliver. That's a clause. If you are not delivering at so time, your money will be in trouble. So time delivery, anything that falls short of that, probably less a certain percentage of your money. And these things are not your fault. Another challenges that we are having when it comes to repatriation of fund. You can't expect an exporter that struggle to get his money to trade and taking custody of his fund, and you tell him that he must sell the fund at bank rate. I will never do that because the margin is too much, it's too wide. So I would rather take my fund, collect my cash in dollar and take it to the black market to go and change, because I know I will get huge amount of money to cover all the expenses I've incurred.
People tend to not believe that we have the quality of what you're sending. Like the normal things they say, what I got versus what I ordered. So I've had that kind of issue.
As we conclude this exploration, we invite you to be a part of reshaping the future. The art of this narrative calls for change. Nigeria's cross-border trade landscape must evolve. Together, let us dismantle barriers, tackle corruption, and pave the way for a more efficient and equitable cross-border trade environment in Nigeria.